In just a few hours after production, as at the time I was making this voice note, only about 3 or 4 of these cupcakes were left. That is to tell you that cupcake right now is in high demand, and if you are able to package properly and make distinct designs like so, you will sell out in no time. I'll also be sharing with you my secret on how to market and how to get your cake stay fresh and last for a long time. So please ensure to watch this video to the end and don't skip any part so you don't miss any interesting part. So for the recipe, in a bowl, I'll start by going in with my 1.5 cup of my margarine. Please ensure to use a good brand of margarine, it matters a lot. Then I will add in half cup of vegetable oil and 1.25 cup of my white sugar. I'll use my wooden spatula. You see, this requires no fancy equipment or ingredients at all. I'll use my wooden spatula, the one I use at home, to mix this and cream this till it is properly done. Now you will know that your butter is properly creamed when it changes in color. You can notice this change in color as at when we started, and it has significantly increased in size and volume. The texture is just like an ice cream texture. That way you know your butter and sugar mixture is ready. We'll set that aside. Now for the eggs, I recommend you crack your egg one at a time. That way you are able to take out any bad egg if there is any, and that way you don't spoil the whole cake because of just one bad egg. Feel free to play with any flavor of your choice. For this particular recipe, I used 1 teaspoon of vanilla and half teaspoon of my coconut flavor, and then I'll use my whisk to mix this properly. At some point I had to go in with my fork because I wanted to beat it properly until I begin to see foams or bubbles settle on the top. It will also help significantly in also increasing the volume of my cake. So once that is done like so, I'll set the egg aside. For the dry ingredients, in a bowl, I'll go ahead and start sifting my dry ingredients. For my dry ingredients, I used 4 cups of all-purpose flour. So I will sift this properly till it is done. And so please, if you've watched this video to this point, please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like this video, share and subscribe to my channel. Thank you. And once that is done, next I'll go ahead and add in 3 teaspoons of my baking powder, 1 teaspoon of my baking soda, and then I added my preservative, and I'll be telling you the particular type of preservative I used for this recipe, and then half teaspoon of salt. Give this a very good mix until all the dry ingredients is properly combined. Once all the dry ingredients is properly combined like so, then we are ready to start mixing everything together. So I'll bring back our sugar and butter mix, and then I'll add in some of the egg and give this a very good mix. Once I've mixed this properly, I'll go ahead and start adding my dry ingredients, and I'll be alternating between the dry ingredients and the wet ingredient. What that means is that I'll add the wet and then I'll add the dry gradually until I'm done, and I'll finish it up with the wet ingredient, and that's because it will help give my cake a smoother texture by the time it is done. There are different types of preservative to use out there, but for this particular recipe, and because I'm making this for commercial purpose, just in case you are not able to sell out immediately, I recommend you use cubic acid. Now I use cubic acid because one, there is this rich flavor it adds to it, and please, for the recipe I use just half teaspoon of my cubic acid, nothing more than that. If you use it too much, it will end up giving your cake a very hard texture you don't like. So please, half teaspoon for the measurement of the dry ingredient you use, and for this recipe it's perfect for it. There are other preservatives out there that you can also use, and I'll be talking about that maybe in my next video. I'll go ahead and add in my egg, the last batch of the egg. Mix this properly. Once it's properly mixed like so, our cake batter is ready. There are different types of cupcake mold and that are readily available in any baking stores around you, and these are locally made cupcake molds, so you can easily source this out in any baking stores around if you are in Nigeria. So I'll go ahead now and apply butter on each of the cupcakes. Apply butter generously on each of the cupcake, but please do not add too much or too little. If I'm not applying butter on it, I'll go ahead and add in some flour into it. Dust the flour properly around each edge of the cupcake. Take out the excess of the flour, and just like that, our cupcake is properly prepared and ready to be used. I'll go ahead now and start scooping in some of it, and I scoop 2 tablespoons on each of the cake pan, and then give a lot of room for rising because this cake is going to rise in the oven. And if you fill your cupcake excessively, by the time it's baking, it will pour out and the cake will lose its form and shape and it will not look nice. So please do not overfill your cake mold. And that is it. For the chocolate type, go ahead and take out some cake batter and add in 2 tablespoons of my unsweetened cocoa powder. Mix that very well, and once it's properly done, that's it. I'll add that into my cake mold as well, and we are ready to go. For the pattern type, what I did was add a little bit of the chocolate batter into a piping bag, and feel free to pipe in any design of your choice or make any pattern that you like, and that is it. Now it's time to bake. For our baking, I'm using sand. I'll add sand into the pot and then place each of my cupcake carefully into it. Cover this and bake on low heat, and please do not open your pot for at least 10 minutes, because if you open this cake while it's still rising or while it's still baking, before it forms, it will collapse and your cake will not come out well. Once it's done, ensure to insert toothpick on each of the individual cake to ensure that they are thoroughly baked, and take that out. Allow the cake to cool off in the mold before bringing them out, and just like that, lovelies, our beautifully delicious cake is ready. Check out the pattern, the chocolate and the plain cake, they all turned out amazing. See how soft they are, and it looks stunning and beautifully. Now for the marketing part, what I did was I started by my few contacts, and then I post on my WhatsApp status. Like I told you, by the time I was done baking this particular batch, it was almost gone. I had just about few left. Cupcake is in demand. If you are able to package properly, if you are able to use a good recipe just like this one and be able to market properly, you will also be making lots of profit from the comfort of your home. Please don't forget to give this video a thumbs up, like, comment and subscribe, and click on all notifications so you keep getting updates on latest videos from this channel. Thank you for watching, and bye.